G'day trendsetters, John with Gravel Cyclist. I'm coming to you today from sunny Southern California, Peddler's Fork, and to my immediate left is Mr. Chris Lyman of Lyman Agency, and he's the man behind the 2019 Gravel Camp. So rather than listen to me babble on about Gravel Camp, I'm going to have Chris tell me what it's all about.
Well, Jason, first, thanks for coming and bringing the Florida weather with you, at least the Florida rainstorm weather. So we got a little bit of that. It was good. What this is, what Gravel Camp is about was my colleague Neil Shirley and I, who was at the time, he came from pro racing to road bike action to then work with us. And about a year and a half ago, we were talking about media events and what we thought maybe was a better way, you know, kind of this was like the anti-media event, you know, and we thought about, hey, let's just get together in a cool spot, do some killer riding. There's not gonna be any presentations, there's no spreadsheets, there's no engineering diagrams. Let's get together and hang out and ride and, you know, get everybody together and have some good conversations about where gravel's going.
So Chris, just tell me a little bit about yourself and what you do for employment, etc.
Yeah. I'm fortunate that have what was first a PR agency and is now a marketing agency, and we work with a number of really cool brands. We think of ourselves as an outdoor lifestyle agency, so some cycling brands like Envy and Bonk Breaker and Floyd's, and then a number of others. You know, really is, I turned to cycling from an injury. I was told I ruptured my Achilles tendon, and the last thing my surgeon said was get a bike. And I didn't actually own a bike before then, and started in triathlon for a short time, and then got hooked on road racing. Turned out to be decent in time trials. I won 2 Masters National Championships, and then had another injury and sort of kind of started getting tired of like the master scene and road scene and all that. Driving a long way for short races, and about the same time met Neil, and we did some fun stuff. And you know, I saw what you were doing and what Neil was doing, and kind of everything started lifting, and it's like the perfect time, you know, that I was kind of tired of all the road stuff and really looking for some cool adventures and laid back vibe, you know, that gravel events have.
What direction do you think this genre is headed?
I think it's interesting. We were talking the other night about gravel, you know, and the name. I think the industry maybe got it a little wrong by developing products called gravel products, because certain people think, well, if I'm not going to do DK, why do I need that? When in reality, the current, you know, a 3T Exploro and like NVG 23 wheels, that's probably the setup 90% of the people should look at buying. You know, you can race on it, you can go do DK on it. They ride, the bikes and equipment ride phenomenally well. They're modern. So I think that as people start to understand that this is something for everybody, that more will kind of keep coming over to it. So I think it's a combination of that, killer events like Crusher, and DK is kind of the outlier, right? Like it's so hard. But like in our neck of the woods, we have Grasshopper Adventure Series. They've been going on for 20, 25 years before anybody ever heard the word gravel, right? Like, dudes were just doing it. So I think that's where this is going to continue to go. You know, it's finding your adventure, going where you want to go, probably not doing so many crits anymore. I know USA Cycling hates to hear that, but it's the reality, right? Like, I think that's where it's going to keep going, is that it's a bright spot for the industry, you know, and for riders like us.
Is there any particular event that stands out as a favorite so far?
I've done Chino Grinder a couple times. Okay. I've done DK twice. Got a few on the schedule this year. DK did not go well last year. I had which happens for a lot of people, as you know. Had the fitness of my life. Made a stupid nutrition mistake, which that's one of the things in ultra events. So I feel like I have a little unfinished business there. Take one more shot at it this year. And then the Oregon Gravel Stage Race.
Oh yes.
That one actually looks awesome. So I'm gonna do that. So I'm actually gonna treat DK as like a really long training day and hopefully not be buried. And then I want to do that, and then also signed up for the Steamboat race.
SBT Gravel, yeah. Very controversial question here, Chris. 1x or 2x for your drivetrain? What do you prefer?
1x. I've been riding an Open, and I rode it 1x, and I just built an Exploro, and I was thinking about 2x, and I thought, what, you know, there's no reason to me that I need 2x anymore. And I think what everybody knows is the answer is a 10-tooth road cog, right? And it's coming, and that's going to solve the issue. So there's a few times that you have to make a choice. Do you want high end or low end? I did a lot of stuff, like I did some events with 10,000 feet of climbing and wicked descending last year on a 1x. No problem. So 1x all the time for me.
All right, good stuff. And what about suspension on gravel bikes? Do you think that's a good thing?
Yeah, I have not ridden suspension, but when we did the first version of Gravel Camp last year, which is a real small low-key thing, a lot of the guys were on the Loufs, and we did this like 20-mile descent. Some of it was really rutted out washboard on the road, and there was two of us, Yuri Hauswald, probably a lot of your viewers know, and myself. We were not on suspended bikes, and there was 4 guys who were, and it was amazing how they could just pull away from us time and time again because they have a little more control. So I think there's definitely something to be said for it. For me, I want my bike that I can ride every day, that I can do 100-mile road ride, or I can do DK. So I don't have suspended, but I certainly see the benefits that it can really bring. Depending. If I was going to have a pure gravel bike, it would have some suspension in it, I think.
Thanks for your time, Chris. I appreciate it.
Thank you.